Hello, welcome to LCG's look ahead to the key events in markets for the week starting January the 23rd of 2017. Now, it's the first week of Donald Trump's presidency, and if his style to date is anything to go by, he may choose to rock the boat. Now, LCG senior market analyst Jasper Lawler has described markets waiting for Trump's inauguration as like the countdown to the launch of a space shuttle. It should take off, but there's a chance it could explode. Now, also on the docket next week, we've got the UK Supreme Court appeal decision, US and UK GDP data, European PMIs, and a potential reversal in the price of gold. Now, if you thought that Donald could disrupt things with his Twitter account, just wait until he has executive authority. Now, his aides have suggested Donald Trump is preparing to sign a number of executive orders during his first week in the White House. Now, an executive order is a rule or order issued by the president which can bypass Congress but still has the force of law. Now, it would make sense for Trump to issue some in his first few weeks in order to score some early victories before going through the arduous process of getting Congress to pass bills. Now, some of the issues he could tackle may have a direct impact on markets, so let's have a look. Now, one, he could withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Trade Partnership deal. This could be bad for Asian stock markets and emerging markets in FX. Now, if he talks about changing the North American Free Trade Agreement, this would directly affect Canada and Mexico, and thus their currencies, the Canadian dollar and the Mexican peso. Now, two, some specific plans for building a wall on the border with Mexico would be additional source of pressure for the peso. Three, he might cancel restrictions on the coal industry. Now, the energy sector of the stock market may welcome this, whilst green energy companies like solar could suffer. Four, some orders beginning of the process of the repeal of all or some of Obamacare could cause a drop in healthcare stocks, which is what we saw happen during his last press conference. Now, added to all of this, we have US fourth quarter GDP released on Friday. Now, Fed Chair Janet Yellen in a speech last week cautioned that there could be a nasty surprise if the Fed delays hiking interest rates to a normal level much longer. Now, data showing strong US economic growth will support her rhetoric. A disappointment would undermine it. Now, let's take a look at the daily candle chart for Wall Street. You can see the market remains in a tight range. Now, this low volatility cannot last and will inevitably lead to a breakout. The uptrend and RSI not at an extreme would suggest a potential topside break. Outside the world of Donald Trump, there are a few other noteworthies for markets this week. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court will publicise its decision on the government's appeal of its previous ruling that the government needs parliamentary approval in order to trigger Article 50. Now, the court is expected to uphold its decision, so the government is likely already preparing a bill for vote. Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has said he will order Labour MPs to respect the referendum results and vote to trigger Article 50. Labour MPs don't have a strong history of listening to their fearless leader, but will probably vote in line with their constituencies anyway, thus allowing the bill to pass. Fourth quarter UK GDP data is released on Thursday. There was a sharp reversal higher by the British pound after a speech by Prime Minister Theresa May on Tuesday last week, in which she indicated there will be a hard Brexit, in which the UK will leave the EU customs union. Importantly, Parliament will be given a vote on the final deal. Now, taking a look at the daily candle chart of the British pound against the US dollar. The trend is still down whilst the 20-day moving average is under the 50-day and whilst below the downsloping trend line. However, the sharp move higher on Tuesday has the hallmarks of a game changer that could see this trend shift into a neutral range between 120 and 127. That's it from the LCG's week ahead. Thank you very much for watching and good luck trading this week.